Look at that fear portrait. So good. Okay, now just wait for pouring. Welcome, pouring. Good to see ya. Awesome, these rotating platforms. Let's get the full view of Fear Sprite. Wow, I missed. Whoa, these things turning. No, I wanted to see him on display. Okay, fine. Obviously, I have to go over here. Ow! Ow! No problem, Lord. Oh, cool. Oh shit! Okay. Burp. Zoom! Zip zoom, motherfucker! Awesome. Oh, wait, what the hell? Yeah, I hate them too. Garbage. No! 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 awesome. The jump didn't register. Not sure how fond of this level I am, personally. What's that word? Oh, okay. I'll do that then. What the hell? I'm into Harlequin. I like Harlequins better. That was unusual. Oh, okay, that's pretty interesting. That's neat. The geometry of this level just doesn't make sense to me. There are so many skips and pointless side paths that make no sense. For example, before the first main vertical room, you can skip a really simple room by going to the right before you go up to enter the same room, maybe 5 tiles above. Same deal after that, the later checkpoint, you can skip a room if you just go to the left instead of down to the left and up. I just don't understand this whole level. There are legitimate challenges, so it isn't a troll level, but I do not understand most of the decisions when it came to making this, or the boss at the end, or the hidden music. What the hell? Aside from the butter droids that spawned a spinning platform when defeated, and a few super fast spinning platforms, not much really stands out in this level. It would have been cool to see more usage from that butter droid idea, and would have given the level a lot of creative opportunities. As it is, there's nothing fundamentally bad or broken about it, except for the first key door, which you can just jump over, making the first key useless. Also, fuck. I have an itch. Also, there was one ladder that you can't go back down on, as it acts as a pit. Nothing too bad, but it's still there. The ending confused me. It's probably some reference I'm not getting, but it left me confused and wishing for an actual boss battle. One big question still lingers though. If you die in this stage, do you die in real life? Wow. This is a very Canadian level. Spacious, low-key, and kinda to a fault. Honestly though, it's that very kindness that makes me think less of the level, because it feels like most of the level discourages effort. For instance, after you fall in the first seesaw, you're rewarded with an E-tank for not progressing. The section where you move downwards on the seesaw is easy to skip with a blind jump. Rather than get the first key legit, you can hop out of bounds and over onto the ladder, which got this level a big functionality dock, incidentally. The boss fight is a literal joke, albeit an admirably restrained one. This isn't offensively bad by any stretch. Some of the seesaw setups towards the end are fun, for instance, but the entire level felt like it was hedging. Here's a platforming challenge you can do if you want, or you can not do it, whatever floats your boat, ooh woo. I suspect a lot of people will appreciate the level for that. Me, I found myself wishing you'd been a little more assertive. I mean, I kinda liked it. Baffling ending aside, there were definitely a few oddities with that level. It was overall put together well, but just a few things were not thought through completely. For example, with long vertical screens with a bunch of seesaws and spinning platforms taking you down is nice in theory, but most of that screen can just be ignored by, well, dropping down. The other vertical screen doesn't share that problem as you're going up, but man is falling down annoying as a result. The usage of keys was also just strange considering it really didn't add much to the level at all. It was just a weird way of splitting a room in half and then making sure that you do absolutely kill this one random med. The spinning platform speed being so all over the place from platform to platform can also easily mess someone up when it's their first time playing through the level. That, and for some strange reason, in one room, where it was nothing but spinning platforms and a large bed of spikes on the ground, one of the platforms just didn't spawn properly. You can guess how well that ended up. I can. There are definitely good ideas going on here. It's just that not every idea exactly worked in execution. Huh. Well, this is the last time I stick my neck out for anyone. Getting out of Dog City. I hate these tools. Alright. What are you, hand? 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 Aye, there's a hand coming out of the floor. Okay. Well, this is interesting. Oh, fuck. What a way to start the level. Awesome wind physics. At least the 6-shooters only take one hit. I appreciate that modification. That's actually a really good modification method. Oh, Jesus! Beware of dog. There we go. My face. My awesome face. I want there. I want it! I want it! Ow! Let me have it! Let me have it! No, I want it! Oh man, I'm already forgetting now. Shit! Shit! No! Get off me! Holy shit! What? What the hell? That was insane. Okay, this level's not bad. Oh, fuck. that made me sweat. Oh, awesome. I want nothing to do with you. Correct. Sometimes you gotta cheat your way to victory. That was interesting. This level is really funny. The Komuso mines just kinda exist. They don't really add to the level, nor do they detract. They just simply exist. The enemies having less health make the level not awful. The moment where the Tengu wind suddenly speeds up, the music gets faster, had me laughing like a madman. Honestly, a highlight of the entire contest. I guess the boss fight ties together the theme of the level being an Airman and Woodman mashup. The level isn't great, but it puts a smile on my face. I kind of agree. It put a smile on my face too. I'll be honest, I burst out laughing when I came across the super fast wind. I did not expect that at all. Other than that though, there were some annoying sections, like the beginning of the fast wind room, which is also the one where you respawn. So it can kind of drag if you die a lot, which is easy to do. I like that the enemy's health is reduced, which made it quite fun to blast through everything. I agree. Also, I feel like I'm missing some meme here. Thinking. So this is a troll level, but it's a good troll level, because there's a method to the madness here, even if it doesn't look like it. It might be helpful to start at the end with this one. The double battle against Airman and Woodman is totally overwhelming nonsense on first glance, but slowly you realize that the bizarrely shaped boss arena is actually set up in just the right way so that you can always dodge Airman's attacks, but at the same time you need to be conscious of whether you're going to be able to find the right blind spot to dodge Woodman's leaves. What looks like a fustercluck is actually a fair, albeit super convoluted, fight. The rest of the level operates on much the same principle. It's just harder to appreciate when you're being blasted by gale force winds straight to the boss doors. But personally, I really appreciated the almost comical escalation of the wind speeds in this level. Is this stage really any worse than any number of canon or fan levels with similar gimmicks? Obviously, this level has a slight problem of being a total eyesore, hence the aesthetics score being so low. Don't confuse it for a low-effort troll level. No, this is a troll level par excellence. I agree. Sometimes a level feels like it turns into the creator has discovered they can mess with the setting like crazy, and proceed to do so. And that's what we have here with the wind. Any section without the Tengu wind gimmick was very plain without much interesting going on, and the parts with the wind are alright at best. It's hard to predict when the wind changes directions, which makes things pretty surprising your first run through, especially when some of the enemy placement kinda lines up to mess you up when you don't know the wind is going to change. And while having the wind go really fast is a novel concept, the fact that the level also makes you have to move back against this super powerful wind is less of a challenge, and more of a game of how quickly you can hit the slide button. Combine that with the fact that the end of the level pretty much just amounts to holding right, and the double boss being easily taken care of by just hanging out at the bottom of the screen, and easily avoiding most of both the boss's attacks, and you have a level that tries to be clever but just comes up short. I do not agree. I'm an engineer and yoga instructor, but I never really clicked with my other half, who was a singer and cinemaphile. When we separated, the ship dropped him off on a lonely island, but I fear he found someone to take away the heartache. That's cute. Cosmological Factory. I'll be right back. I'm also gonna start up the oven. Might as well get some food in my belly. I'm hoping Haven gets out of his shitty job soon. Because I'd like to spend time with him, and I know a lot of other people would love to spend time with him as well. Oh, cool, skip teleporter. Awesome. Oh, this is gonna be great. This is nothing like the level that used these mechanics in the MaGMML 2. So far, this level is inoffensive. Oh, fuck! I didn't see that. Oh, no. The checkpoint placement, it's not communist! Ow, fuck! Level. Awful. The least you can do is make the checkpoint placement better. In an odd way, this level is exactly what I was expecting the contest to look like. Used hovers in a really awesome way. Having them stack on top of each other is genuinely creating a new gimmick for a level out of the dev kit assets. I agree with that. In that regard, this level should be used as an example. This level, like several other levels, has really solid and awesome challenges, while lacking polish. I love the idea of the room that has 3 lines of hovers and compactors between each set that you have to climb, but you can't reset the room and the timing is kinda tough. Something like that makes the level go from wow, awesome to oh god, are we playing the same several screens to get to the one new challenge? Yep. The ability to restart rooms, especially the tough ones, would fix this, as well as more checkpoints. I know a lot of playtesting is a lot to ask for from a contest on a super crazy short deadline, but this level does get annoying sometimes. But I do genuinely love what you did here. Nice job. It's pretty good. A word to describe this stage would be annoying, especially the second half, where a lot of rooms are very prone to squishing you. I really wish the concept of the platform enemies stacking on top of each other was done better, because of the idea of that is really intriguing to me. Now this level really ground my gears. I think the problem is that hovers and compactors both run on cycles, but their cycles don't sync up well at all. Even worse, if you screw up, the penalty is either getting crushed or having to kill yourself because the hover won't respawn. The correct way to use these obstacles together is to not use them at the same time. The incorrect way to use these obstacles together is to have the hovers double as turrets and then stack them in massive vertical walls, so you have to time out 3 cycles rather than 2. This level would have benefited from some actual enemy challenges, rather than non-stop crusher aerobics and increasingly convoluted hover setups. I had to double check which enemies were in your box. Granted, you got some pretty generic enemy types, but there are definitely shield detector setups that could work in this level alongside hovers, for instance. You might think there are enemies in this level, but you would be mistaken. Forget any of the enemies in this stage because none of them are a threat whatsoever in comparison to some of those hovers. The first half of the level was alright, nothing breathtaking, but it was alright. The second half, however, is an absolute nightmare trying to time with the hovers. Shooting pattern with the crushers in certain areas is an absolute pain in the butt. And throw in a good chunk of spikes into the mix and you have a giant chore on your hands. Combine that with the fact that due to the fact that hovers don't respawn, one mistake can either mean you are forced to break out your trusty dog, or sometimes or in this case Mia, or Eos, or you just have to kill yourself. But let me tell you, few things are more annoying than waiting to be clear of the crusher only to get shot by the barrage of bullets and fall off one of the stacks of hovers, pretty much ending any chance of completing the screen. Too many parts not lining up just makes it very not fun. There are some ideas of stacking the hovers, but even that barely managed to show up in the level, and in the end, the most this level could do was give me a fear of hovers. Agreed. That's why I didn't play it longer. We single parents have it rough. Letting someone else raise our kids so we can afford 3 jobs to afford childcare? I'm so glad I found this job. I could bring my daughter to work, and we get to watch SpongeBob reruns on my break. That's cute. And I always drop my kids off at the library. I'm sure somebody will look after them. Wow, you're a bad father? Or mother. Alright. Corey, do you want me to play some Fallout New Vegas after this is done? Okay, so those are damage sponges. Those are damage sponges too. Awesome. Just a bunch of damage sponges. Alright, I'll do that then, after I eat my pizza. Wow, there is nothing in this death kit but damage sponges. Holy shit. Damage sponges and things that damage you really badly. Oh cool, these platforms. Awesome that if you get stuck there, you have to use a rush coil or you have to kill yourself. I do not like instant death pits. I didn't see it until it was too late. Awesome. Small health pickups. Oh, cool. You're back alive again. There's nothing I hate more than instant death, unless done correctly, and with lots of checkpoints. No! Okay, I have enough. No! Good thing I have B. Jesus. Ow. I'm not the biggest fan. No! I am not the biggest fan of this level. Too much instant death for my liking. Awesome. My face. That wasn't too bad. The boss is okay. You do things that are technically right in this level, but the final result is lacking. You introduce all the gimmicks and enemies at a nice pace and give a general introduction to the level. It has a reasonable difficulty curve and good checkpoints. And the use of the enlarged Mars bombs is pretty smart. So what's the problem then? I really am not a fan of the individual challenges presented. The long horizontal sections get very instant death heavy very fast. Agreed. Due to the nature of the enemies and their placement, they are usually in awkward places that make them really difficult to avoid or kill without taking a shot that frequently kills you. This level just too quickly becomes unforgiving and annoying. The checkpoints prevent it from being a hellish experience, but the level is still frustrating in too many spots. You technically show knowledge of level design concepts, but this one just isn't very fun. So this is a level, not bad by any means, just sort of there. All the challenges just sort of mesh together into a pile of same-ish stuff. Let me stress again, they weren't bad, but they never went anywhere, in terms of ramping up the challenge. You know what this level reminds me of? Korn. You know, the band Korn? Because even though I acknowledge that Korn exists in a musical genre that's deeply nonsensical, where the songs are interchangeable slabs of adrenaline that require relatively little skill to produce, I still kind of like them. You see, this stage exists in a genre of level design even more wretched than nu metal, namely the ever-popular 5 million tiny platforms over a bottomless pit level. This level makes no logical sense, really. You spend about half of it hopping on landmines that are randomly floating in midair, for Christ's sake. But those sections are actually kind of fun. Also fun and far better designed are the Cossack platforms, which are used in concert with your enemies to make some fun challenges. Often levels of this sort end up feeling kind of samey due to a dearth of enemy challenges beyond projectiles. These Cossack platform sections more than make up for that. The only bad thing about them is the screen where they're introduced, where you can accidentally get stuck in a pit with no way to reset the platforms that drag you out. This is only a minor flaw though, because you'd have to be trying to get yourself stuck to miss them. The rest of the level takes this need to reset into account. Levels like this generally struggle to get high marks from me, in part because I think they're really flat from a design perspective. It's tough to look at a sea of one-by-one platforms over a bottomless pit and think, inspired level design, but this level has just enough tricks to rise above the gimmick platform over pit quagmire. That sure was a level. It's hard to think of a lot to say, good or bad, about it. After the first few screens, it really did begin to just feel like the same challenges again and again and again. They didn't really get any harder from where they started, really ugly stretched out and floating landmines over pits with Cossack platforms and nearly the same setup with the enemies every time. And while it's not a bad setup, I could say it really felt like the same one over and over again. And unfortunately, that's kind of all there is. One more level, then I'm gonna put my pizza in. Standard Fortress. Interesting. Property of Y Saturn. Why not property of Mr. Saturn? Owl fans. Girl fans. Ow! Checkpoints. Wow, I did not expect that. I should have, but I didn't. Nope. This is an inoffensive level. Not bad, not the best. Kitty Burb is nice. I'm glad you like it. Kitty Burb is really good. He also is a good burb. Fuck. almost in. I'm almost up to tier 5. I'm back. Just 33 minutes, and then it'll be done cooking. The spicy sauce makes it take longer because it absorbs a lot of the heat. This level is fine. You show that you know how to use the gimmicks, but you don't go far with them. The Galaxy Man portals mostly just exist until the last section, and the challenges are incredibly easy. This applies to the flip platforms as well. It's not like they are used badly, they're just underwhelming. Really, the only challenge is the blowing owls, but they are almost all easy to dispatch. There's just not a whole lot of challenge in this level, and it makes it feel very plain. Gotta catch my breath. Thank you, Pori. The graphics are used fine, but the level lacks its own identity. Doesn't take any risks or stands out. Trying some odd things would really help this level. Even if you did something weird and it wasn't perfect, it would at least stick out for that. You at least show understanding and could definitely do better in the future. So I really hope you can. I hope you do. Also, near the end, you can just hold right and hit the wall and die and skip the last challenge and appear at the last checkpoint. Those stars though, this stage does some nice things with the teleporters and the spike platforms, although it never goes anywhere too exciting. I do appreciate the usage of the owls though, even if it would make a bit smarter to make the ones involved in challenges invincible. Not a fan of this stage. I think the problem here is that the stage really struggles to use its enemies, although it does excel in struggling to use its enemies in a variety of different ways. Excuse me. You've got the hey-heys, which are almost entirely negligible, except on the screens where they ambush you while you're jumping. You've got the Fujins, which are used as makeshift turrets, except on the screen where it's easily disposed of from a ladder and poses no threat. And you've got the Fenkguro, which are mildly inconvenient but aren't really going to hurt you. The lack of, e.g., a Big Eye style heavy hitter enemy means that the stage is extremely light on enemy challenges. To make up for it, you've got a lot of platforming over spikes, but those aren't particularly tricky either, thank God. Occasionally the Fenkguros are used in conjunction with other enemies or gimmicks, pulling you onto the rotating spike platforms for instance, but more often than not they're just sitting there. As for the bosses, well, I did like the brave little toaster guy from CFTF, and how you fight him twice in a harder arena. I did not like the Saturn fight, where the Fenkguro is completely irrelevant except for making it impossible to reliably dodge Saturn's time stopper impression. I don't think this stage is particularly offensive because the difficulty level is low and the presence of a fun mini-boss does sort of lift up the play experience. At the same time though, the difficulty in this level largely comes from cheap shots, hey ambushes, the aforementioned Saturn fight, and spikes, which is not great. I don't like spikes as a challenge either normally. I feel like this level just needs a little push into the right direction to make that leap from alright to a good time. It feels pretty close, but something is just missing. While the spike platforms and the bird enemies feel like they're used pretty well, it takes nearly the entire level for the Galaxy Man portals to reach anything other than alternate way of holding right, and then it doesn't really do much with it. I like how in the Owl's introduction the spike platforms can catch you if you mess up, but just once. That's a cute take on an enemy introduction that made me happy, but overall it just needed a little more spice in there. Perhaps something with using the teleporters to trigger the spike platforms from below, making them safe to platform up normally. Also, if you're an idiot like me and keep holding right on the last teleporter section even though there's a wall, the checkpoint still triggers, which is a bit unfortunate, even if it saved me a minute. Ooh, what's this cute thing? Please refrain from bothering engineers. I like that pun. This robot cannot speak, but is obviously disappointed about being waitlisted for entry into a cartel. You can tell from the look in its eye. Oh, that's sad. Sleet Citadel. This is going to be about sleet and snow. Yep, sleet and snow. Wait, what? Is there something left? Nope, it's just that enemy. At least there's no wind physics yet. I can see. Oh. You take a few hits. I like the music at least. I can't recall. That was not a bad gimmick. That was not a bad use of the gimmick. Bad. Kind of inoffensive. That was close. Spoke too soon. What's this? Oh, I don't have rush gen. Awesome. Things that float down from above are the worst. Makes me have to take it nice and slow. I don't want to do that. Why? Why wouldn't you make it spawn? No! These wouldn't be a problem. Awesome. Awesome. I don't think this is entirely thought through very well. Is this the way I have to go? go. So sweaty. Got it. I like the music too, but I have a key. Why isn't it keying? I have the key. Why isn't it keying? Oh wow, I do not like this level. I do not like this level whatsoever. Motherfucker. I don't appreciate that this level took away my one refuge in case I got frustrated enough that I wanted to skip this section. This is probably my least favorite level, just for that fact alone. Fell too fast. I can't believe I just did that. That was super frustrating. I don't exactly feel satisfied. I wish I felt satisfied, but I don't really. My palms are so sweaty. Cool. Okay, that was a little satisfying, but I'm all sweaty now. And I need a shower. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I'm pretty mixed on this level. The beginning of the level is fine. It introduces the Cossack platforms, the enemies, and the ice. That's all fine. It's been heavy on the falling to pits, but that's not a huge deal for now. The middle part of the level, where you mostly focus on the Cossack platforms, is genuinely frustrating. It just feels overly punishing, and every little mistake sends you back to the checkpoint. It falls on the wrong side of the line between challenging and just frustrating. Just a bit more forgiveness here would make the level way better. It's not a simple redesign, but try having enemies placed a bit differently, or some more platforms you could fall onto. Now, the end of the level is really good, unexpectedly good considering the rest of the level. The maze warps are fun and engaging, but short-lived. The final area with the king coins is genuinely fantastic. I do not agree. Thank you, Pori, I appreciate that. Due to the maze warp, you don't constantly die and lose your progress, even if it is tricky like the end of the level should be. It takes what could have been fun earlier and makes it good. To me, this is a hard level to score because it's so in the middle of some really good and some really poor design. I liked where it was going with the maze warp gimmick, then the key parts came in and it kind of fell apart for me. It's good that you don't die when you fall in that section, but at the same time, it's so tedious to get back to where you were. If you are just missing the rightmost one or something, also the rain got kind of hard on my eyes after a while. You know what the worst thing about this level is? The constant rain. It adds an extra layer of irrelevant animated tiling. It's distracting to look at. I don't agree with that actually, I enjoy it. And it doesn't even have the pushing effect it did back in Toadman's stage. Thank God. And most of the outdoor segments are still just endless stretches of pure black anyway. As for the design itself, I guess you can divide this level into 3 parts. The first part is a romp where you hold right and occasionally shoot wabbits. The second part cleverly uses maze warp to have a pseudo wraparound effect. The third part uses maze warp to create a weird horizontal segment where you assemble a key or something. Of these parts, I found the first part okay. The second part intellectually pleasing but not particularly fun. And third part intolerable. You pretty much have to backtrack to get all the key coins. And because the background and enemy choices are almost identical throughout the entire section, you don't have any idea where you're supposed to be going. Worst of all, because there's no real pit for you to fall into, and thus no real challenge, this section really drags. It's just so tedious. I think if the level expanded on the sections facts warp around, you'd have a much better level. This one was a bust for me though. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was definitely tedious. Not a bad time at all. The first half followed a very safe pattern of introducing everything. It had the enemy-filled opening, which was probably a little too enemy-filled, but nitpicks. Then introducing the Cossack platforms, which is fine, if not a little slow and boring, in how it was used in longer stretches. And then introducing the maze warps. It even had a cute little screen where you had to use 2 of them together. And then the last section was just bizarre. Why does it drop you in the middle of a room? Your goal is to find all the coins, but by just dropping and going left to the right, you get all of them anyway. So what's the point of turning it into a fake maze to begin with? I figured in the room you show up in when you fall that if you went the other way, it'd have you start on the right side instead. But that's not even an option. It just makes me wonder why it wasn't just a normal platforming section. Because the maze warp kinda didn't matter at all by that point. And really the last challenges was just more of the same kinda dull Cossack platforming challenges that were in the middle of the stage. I just wish we got more time with both of the gimmicks working together, because it was certainly the highlight of the level. I agree with that, and more of that would have helped a lot. Puyoyon. I'm responsible for keeping the machinery clean, but my methods prohibit me from wearing clothes. So Puyoyon is basically the Roombas from Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It's a shame too, the double action boutique on the upper deck has some outfits that would look great on me. Oh, poor you. So, let's do a couple more levels. Time for Tier 5. Are you ready for some extreme mini-golf? Yes. Then get ready to be disappointed. We've got like one sand trap, a slow windmill, and stairs. Mini-golfers love stairs. I guess I could lob a golf ball at you while you're trying to putt. A waste of space. Awesome. This level sure is inspiring hope. This level name sure is inspiring hope at me. Docking at Remote Processing Station 37 complete. Mission parameters: format of RWPS 37 has been neglecting its duties in favor of an illegal space penguin breeding program. Terminate instances of invasive species, and the format if necessary to restore order. Okay, this isn't bad. This seems kind of neat. really hard jump to time. Checkpoint, please. Checkpoint. No. Checkpoint, please. Why would you put instant death before a checkpoint? I mean, yeah, before a checkpoint after that much time. I can't believe I'm dodging penguins. F indeed. I don't like this crusher room. This crusher room is kind of tedious. Oh, you hated it too. Oh, okay. Good to know because I'm already not liking it very much. There's the checkpoint. Penguins! Penguins everywhere! Shit! I do not want to do this all over again. Fuck! Stop it with these invincibility frames! Oh, cool. More crushers. Awesome! More crushers! Stop hitting me! Okay, that wasn't too bad. I hope that's the end. Awesome. This, right? Definitely not link to that. I forget what that's going to be Oh my god, that was close. This level illustrates good use of the assets and not much else. I feel like everything you did used the assets in their intended ways really well, especially the dawn catches under you. Thank you, Corey. The pen-pens in space also felt really well thought out, while the one or two of the spawners could have been a tad slower in my opinion. Other than a few jumps, the level has a super clear difficulty curve, which is great. What you have here isn't bad at all, it's just that it did feel like it innovated and pushed to what the really good levels were. Aesthetically, it's bland. Also, I'm talking the functionality score because there are some awkward invisible ceilings near some of the compactors. Awesome, I'm glad I didn't run into that. Overall good level, just not superb. To too many penguins were harmed in the making of this level. Agreed. And that's a problem, because they are everywhere, and just get in the way a lot. Besides that, I like the usage of ground smashers, and how the low gravity affected their rocks. The crusher section at the end felt kind of cramped with stuff flying at you from above and below, and the last few jumps were awkward to time. Nothing else really stood out, which is another problem in the level. Just didn't have much in terms of excitement. So here's a nice find. Compactors are a lot more interesting in low gravity because you can use their extra long jumps to wait their cycles out in midair. It's true. Some of the best designed parts of this level use that to its advantage, making for some cool setups. The Dustman fight is also a lot more interesting in low gravity, possibly unintentionally for the same reason. If you overshoot on your jump and he sucks you in, it takes longer for you to get onto the ground and slide out of danger. That's pretty cool. The rest of the level is a bit dicier though. The main culprit are those stupid pen spawners, which have been positioned exactly along the paths of your jumps. Those were my only cause of death in the level, despite the valiant attempts to make the pachinko guys relevant. Pen is much nicer when it's caught casually chilling in midair. Getting to dodge it in nice open spaces is a lot more fun. To conclude, a nice middle of the road level, brought down by some overzealous spawners. Hardly a waste of space, but still missing that special something. I now have a phobia of penguins. This level really felt like long stretches of nothing with lots of penguins and sometimes rocks flying from below. The structures really didn't matter, and for the most part the crushers felt like an afterthought due to the gravity. There was a miniature spike drop, I guess, but the only real memorable thing I can say about it was the endless supply of penguins, which I will now see in my nightmares flying into my face. Yawn. Isn't mini golf fun, kids? Kids? 1, 2, I could have sworn I had 3 kids. Oh well. That's interesting. I can't speak, but if I could, I would complain about how they're using me, a ruthless assassin, as a golf ball dispenser. That's actually really cute. I like that. Asinine Factory. Awesome. Oh. Ow. Placement very much. Checkpoint, please. That's where I stop for the night. I can't handle dying anymore. That last level with the key coins really took it out of me. I'm gonna wait for my pizza to be done. I'm gonna eat it, and then I'll boot up Fallout New Vegas. And I can't wait to play Fallout Equestria Remains for you, even if I have to cheat a little bit in later parts of the game. Thank you for joining me, Pori. I hope you had fun. Yeah, that makes sense. After that key one, I think anybody would be exhausted. Thank you for joining me, Pori.